What's up, everybody? It is Dillon and Jesse for the Tradition Show.
The Tradition Show now.
Yes, the Tradition Show. See if I can get into it and get used to the new name. We were the Dillon and Jesse Show, now it's the Tradition Show, as we mentioned last time. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. We're super excited about all the news and happenings that's going on in the greater Houston area. So Jesse, what have you been up to? Anything new and exciting?
Well, I
heard a little bird tell me that you had some good news in the work field.
Yes, actually, two great news from me and the wife. I know I talk about the wife every now and then, but
tell me about it.
She was in the Chronicle on Sunday.
Really?
She was mentioned there was 9 millennial women to watch in Houston, and she was one of them, one of 9.
Awesome.
So that's huge. Yeah, and Sotto households all going. But I actually got a promotion. I'm
Congrats.
Senior Business Development. So yeah, so that's huge.
Well, we'll be doing some senior business developing today. So.
I love it. I love it. How was your? What's been up with you? Anything
well, I had a closing. We closed here at this location here on Yale for one of my sellers. So I'm super excited about that.
Awesome.
They're very happy with the service.
Perfect.
And everything like that. Other than that, talking with my family up in Minnesota, and it's heard super cold.
-60 today, wind chill. I was reading that. I was thinking all about you this morning.
It was,
with the memes, the Minnesota memes.
Yeah, super cold. The polar vortex is here.
Yeah,
and I think we're feeling a little bit here in Texas for many the Houstonians around town.
Yeah.
So, well, that's awesome. Well, I have a new section today that I really want to get into, and we're calling it the Roundup Minute.
Awesome.
So get your time out. See if I can do all these news articles in a minute. All these articles are actually provided by the Houston Chronicle, so check them out. All right, starting now. HEB new the multi-level Heights location is now open. It opened today, and it has a coffee shop.
It's right there.
Yes, it's located at 2300 North Shepherd Drive. Chevron is set to buy a refinery in Pasadena. The refinery is currently operated by the Pasadena Refinery System, Inc., a Texas-based unit of Petrobras. It is a Brazilian state-owned company. Chevron is expected to disclose the deal to acquire 112,000 barrels per day. This refinery is in Pasadena, and right now it's on the ship channel, and additionally it's operating on 192 acres, and is expected to have more deal involved in that, or more land involved in that.
There.
Number 3, ExxonMobil to begin construction on a Beaumont refinery expansion. A little bit of oil and gas news.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
I guess you can't say Chevron without Exxon, right?
Pretty much. We got to have the good news for oil and gas in our great city, because we like oil and gas for all the great entrepreneurs and big businesses here. But anyways, with this expansion, and they'll be opening up in expected 2022, it'll increase refining capacities up to 250,000 barrels per day, and that is equivalent to a 65% increase in the dealing for them.
That's awesome.
So in a last article of this minute roundup is United Airlines. They've been in the news over the last couple of years.
Ripping people off planes, and that's what
Well, now providing you with a free DirecTV on all, or a majority of their 211 Boeing 737 planes that have televisions on the back of their seats. So get excited for that, and that ends the Roundup Minute.
Will they have HBO, Cinemax? Is that
I don't know. I think it said they'll have like 100 channels.
Oh, wow, cool. Fair.
So
it's awesome.
Enjoy and expect new entertainment on your United flights.
Awesome.
Besides for other news. Anyways, to our next article.
Perfect.
So I don't know if many of you have heard about the Studemont Junction development, which is going to be off the Studemont, of course, and along the Washington corridor. There's a site that's in the Sawyer Yards area.
Okay.
And that project has been going on for a while now. But there's actually some new news that's popping up. Quite close to there, on the east side of actually the Studemont Pass there will be a new multifamily complex that will be opening up or breaking ground here in the next coming months, or something to expect and look out for this upcoming year.
That's awesome.
Next,
Well, something over around that area too.
oh yeah.
Buffalo Bayou Brewery just broke ground.
Awesome.
And they are going to expand exponentially.
Ooh.
They're going to have an indoor with AC. So if you've been to Buffalo Bayou before brewery, they don't have AC.
All right.
And I love that brewery.
Yeah.
Some of the best beers in Houston.
Do you have you have a favorite brew that they brew?
A lot of them. They're just so like off the wall.
Okay.
That they're amazing. But it's going to have an indoor 2-story. It's going to be massive, and I'm excited for that to finish. So yeah, everything's happening
That's
around
awesome.
that area.
So they're
That's
kind of
awesome.
taking the St. Arnold approach and
Yeah.
doing a big expansion. The Houston brewery soon is crazy.
It is.
Have well, Carbach was bought out last year, and seeing these local breweries grow naturally and natively here in the city, that's incredible.
It is. It is. That's great news.
That's super exciting. We also have 14 projects that are super exciting that are going on currently and that should be reshaping the Houston area. I'm just going to mention these by names and maybe go a little bit in detail. So one of these is Capitol Tower. This one is downtown.
Awesome.
Caden Midtown. It's going to be a multifamily or really a lease tenant apartments. And it'll be actually one of the first high-rise in Houston in a very long time in Midtown.
Yeah.
So it's going to be south of the 45 that's existing currently, because we know that's actually going away. And this unit is supposed to be holding 357 apartment units. So that's just super exciting. And it's actually supposed to be finished sometime this year.
Really?
They said early.
Wow.
They say early this year. They said early in the article, so we should expect that sometime soon. And
Awesome.
again, I forgot to mention to plug. It's actually from Houston Biz Now. So, Big Rivers Water Park. That should be opening in the summer time frame.
We'll see.
We'll see. So it's
We'll
the water
see.
park area. I don't think it's the whole place.
Yeah.
So that's exciting, and that's actually near Splendora.
In my neck of the woods, actually, it goes right to my parents' property, and I've actually seen the slides and stuff passing by 242.
Yeah.
They actually have them out there. It's pretty cool. So I'm guessing it's coming on.
And that's out 59, right?
59 and 242. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Latitude Medical Center, that should be opening and expanding. Boulevard Place expansion.
That's
going
awesome.
to include part of like the Hanover and some similar spots over there in the Galleria area, kind of like where North Italia is. So there's an expansion project there, so look out for that. MFAH, so Houston, or excuse me, the Museum of Fine Arts. Houston.
One of my favorite museums too.
Yes,
That's awesome.
I actually went there the first time last year and saw the big bamboo exhibit. That was really neat.
Yeah, that one was really cool.
And so this year they're doing an expansion project. There's going to be a restaurant, a theater involved, and many other things that are coming for this project. So that's something to look out for. Let's see what else. And then Houston Independent School District, they're exciting having their new their arts program, or art-oriented programs will be opening in the Montrose downtown area this coming year. Mondera Shepherd, which is along the Washington corridor, multifamily units, apartments, things of that nature. The Post Oak, that's already open.
Yes.
And that is Tillman Fertitta's luxury hotel, mixed use, commercial. I don't know if he has his dealership at one of his one of his luxury car dealerships. So just super fancy. If you haven't been there already, I have many clients that have gone there, a lot of colleagues. Super cool place. So check that out if you haven't already seen it. The Arabella, these are condos inside the loop off 610. And this place actually just opened up. So check those out. Super good location. Close to the Target, Starbucks, right on over there inside the loop in between Westheimer and San Felipe.
Awesome.
East Village, this is actually a development in Edo. So that's super exciting. It's to be a combination of, actually it's right next to Chapman and Kirby, really close to there. And then lastly, I believe that's our last one. Two more. And the TMC McNair campus. This is going to be an expansion or just a new project for the Baylor School of Medicine. And this is going to encompass just more building space and additionally more treatment for the campus there.
Awesome.
And lastly, Valley Ranch. This is going to be out near the Katy area, to my knowledge, and it's got new projects coming in for mixed commercial, and then also just a master plan community
for all of our suburb folks.
For all of our suburb folks. So that's a little bit of news that should be shaping the Houston area. A lot of cool and exciting things to expect and to go try. And we'll be getting into the Astrodome.
The Astrodome. Ooh.
Much debate. What should they tear it down or build it back up? Who is to know? There was last year. They had a plan. I believe it was last year or a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was last year.
They planned for, or there was a redevelopment plan approved for $105 million. And as of right now, they're discovering that's probably not going to be enough. So they're trying to find the best way moving forward. And so the previous plan was like they're making they're keeping the facility and additionally doing like I think they had parking, they had additionally lots of commercial space or like a store or kind of marketplace there, but they're not sure what they plan to do with not having enough funds.
That's a shame.
So as of right now, kind of as I mentioned, I'll just elaborate here. The county approved plans last February, as I mentioned, to raise the ground level and make room for 1,400 parking spots. It would also make the dome sustainable for festivals, conferences, mixed-use commercial, things of that nature. While majority of the funds were raised by the public fund of Harris County, which is mainly collected by property taxes, and then the other investors came in, whether it be from the businesses themselves or what was it? The general fund coming from hospitality taxes.
Perfect.
And then in 2013, just a disclosure, there was a $217 million bond proposal that was rejected by the citizens of Houston because it was
a lot
voted
of money.
voted on.
Yeah.
So that's one thing to keep on. The drama continues to look out for this year. What's going to be happening with the Astrodome? Who knows? I guess we'll wait and see.
GoFundMe. Let's go, JJ Watt.
GoFundMe. This is an exciting project. They had a big reveal of it last year, what they plan on doing for it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens and what we'll expect from this. Well, before we get into one of our favorite segments,
yes.
Let me talk a little bit about real estate. So this past year has actually hit lots of great numbers. I'm going to go over a quick recap for you. So Houston real estate highlights for December and the full year of 2018. Despite the uncertainties of Hurricane Harvey ongoing of the recovery, 2018 actually proved to be a record year for home sales. Home sales grew to 82 single-family homes, 82,177 homes were sold versus in 2017, 79,143. So that is a record. That is an increase of 3.8%. Some other great highlights from last year is that we surpassed $28 billion in sold volume.
That's awesome.
So that's super incredible. Some areas were down, like condos, just property sales in general, and also we saw right now we're actually seeing an increase in inventory over last December, which was 3.2, and this year it's 3.5. So we're seeing a little bit more inventory, but we're still seeing good demand for the market, and interest rates are really competitive right now. They're really actually a little bit lower than the past few months. So those are good signs for buyers. It's a great buying environment. There's just not a lot of inventory available. Leases stayed about the same for single-family homes, around 1,771, and additionally townhomes were right around 1,500.
That's awesome. So what do you think, I just wanted to kind of dive into this a little bit. So with Harvey, because everyone was so deathly scared that, you know, the real estate market was just gonna crash and just stop, which it did for like a few weeks, right? But then it just skyrocketed. Do you think that was more investors buying flooded out properties and investors just buying all these properties and then fix them up and then reselling them? Or I mean, what do you have any
Yeah, I'm happy to share on that.
Yeah.
So a lot of my clients were really concerned about, of course, flooded houses.
Yeah.
So we saw a lot of people switch kind of their buying criterion. Like, okay, we don't necessarily want to be in the flood, just the flood areas.
Yeah.
So we still saw a lot of demand because there was such reduced inventory. So we, at the time of Harvey and before that, it was like around 4 months of inventory. And like when it said here, it was at 3.2 months of inventory. So there was regression in inventory and demand still spurred. So therefore, we saw a resurgence in the economy or the housing market because there was less inventory. Now we're starting to see the inventory grow a little bit more, and over the past year, we saw inventory grow a little bit because more houses coming to market for those that were renovated. But right now, it's still a good market to purchase because of the climate we're in. The consumer confidence is still relatively high, and additionally, the mortgage rates actually have gone down when they're predicting to continue to go up. So there actually has been a switch in the Fed and deciding to increase continually. Is that they've just kind of held off on it a little bit, and then with the government shutdown currently over the last month or so, we've seen that it's slowed the process down, and it's not necessarily hindered the housing market currently. We're expecting some sort of slowdown, but it's just a matter of when. It's still a favorable time for buyers to purchase. So those are all positive signs. We're in a good housing economy. There's great things that are coming, whether it be new development like we've discussed today, and additionally, whether it be builders, there's just a lot of projects that are popping up, whether it be mixed use for rentals or townhouses in the Houston area. There's a lot of new land that's popping up.
Yeah, and then
that's coming available.
Like you said, rates. I talked to a lender today. They said they were averaging about 4.5.
Yeah, so
ridiculous.
It's just a lot of good news happening in the real estate market, and it shouldn't intimidate new buyers. And additionally, Harvey was a historic flood. It's kind of the effect of the flood areas, of course, is going to be predominant of when did it flood Harvey. And it's not necessarily it's going to ever flood again. We can't necessarily say that, but that's one thing to look out for as well. There's a lot of favorable signs that are happening. So
totally agree.
A lot of good news.
Totally agreed.
So that was the Houston real estate. Thank you for that great question, Jesse.
Of course.
That was a wonderful question. Keeps me on my toes.
Hey, gotta keep you.
That's right. That's why you need an expert in real estate.
Agreed.
So after the real estate market, let's get into our favorite section.
Ooh, restaurants.
Restaurant of the week. So I got a good one for you. You had a great one last week that we actually had on the Tradition Network website.
Yes.
What was the restaurant again? I forgot.
Mastrantos. Here in the Heights. It's outstanding. They were open for breakfast for a while, and now they just decided to open up for dinner, and it's amazing.
And from what you're telling me, it's like a couple that owns it. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. And the chef is always there, the head chef, and he makes an amazing tri-tip, and he rolls it in espresso beans. It's outstanding.
That sounds very good. This week, restaurant of the week is Texadelphia.
I love that place.
So if you want like a little cheat meal, you're craving this Philly kind of steak, lots of cheese, a lot of good ingredients. Texadelphia, it's a cheesesteak place. They offer burgers, salads, sandwiches, wraps, things of that nature. They've got a lot of homemade sauces too. They've got this Chipotle like ranch style dip.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So good. And I had I think it's called the Texas Founder cheesesteak sandwich.
Okay.
Jalapenos, Chipotle mayo.
Well, I was sad because the original on Westheimer, I was telling you earlier, had closed down, and I was so sad. But then they reopened not too long ago. And
so there's two here locally. There's one on Westheimer, and then there's another one on Montrose.
Okay.
And I think the other close one is probably in Galveston as well. They're mainly in Texas. There's, I think, one or two in Oklahoma as well. So if you haven't tried that place out, you're looking for a good Super Bowl sandwich or catering, check them out. They have a great, delectable variety of cheesesteak sandwiches in addition to burgers. And I was really tempted to get their queso too. It looked pretty good.
Their queso is so good.
So you heard it here. Restaurant of the week.
Tell them Dillon and Jesse sent you.
Yeah. See if they've heard of this. But perfect. Thank you, everyone. we have got one little more tips for you. This is an article from the Houston Culture Map, and I thought it was relevant today. Now that we're ending with the restaurant of the week, there's actually a few other great places that you should try. So as of January, the best restaurants, according to this article, that you should try is the Killian's TMX, which is a Tex-Mex place, and then Neil's Creole Cafe, Elliot's Table, Bisou, Roma. I'm not sure if I'm speaking this one correctly. I'm not very good at French, so I think it's Cotillard or Cortier, or I don't know.
One of those. Coteric. IE. My bad.
IE. That's all right. Anyways, we got two more. The Blanco Tacos and Tequila.
That one's easy to say.
Have you been there?
I have not.
That sounds good.
I like tequila and tacos.
And then lastly, we have Pokeology and Flying Fish.
Ooh, I have been to Flying Fish.
A lot of these restaurants are either new to town or additionally have moved or have new locations.
Yes.
So check them out. In addition to Texadelphia, we got a lot of food for you. So
oh yeah,
when you're out and about, try some of these new places instead of sticking the same old, and enjoy the great food scene that we have in the great city of Houston.
Yes, enjoy.
Well, thank you, everyone. This wraps up the Tradition Show. One announcement here is that we're holding the Tradition Network next Monday, February the 4th, the day after the Super Bowl, from 6:30 to 9:30 at the Holman Draft House.
Yes, that'll be a blast. You can drink your sorrows away or celebrate.
Or celebrate the wonderful things that are happening here.
Yeah.
So, you guys enjoy. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And that's a wrap, Jesse.
That's awesome.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.